Now, let us begin the Fukuoka Prefecture One Health International Forum 2021, the third theme of One Health Initiative Subcommittee. On October 4, 2020, a bus tour for the training of One Health was organized with the participation of medical professionals under the support from individual medical organizations. The bus tour was organized by the initiative of One Health Promotion Committee of Fukuoka Veterinary Medical Association. The objective of the tour was to familiarize not only physicians and veterinarians, but entire medical professions with One Health and to get opinions of One Health from each of the medical professions. Nurses, physical therapists, occupational therapists, and speech-language hearing therapists from Fukuoka Nursing Association, Fukuoka Physical Therapy Association, Fukuoka OT Association, and Fukuoka Speech-Language Hearing Therapists Association participated. The participants are writing a report from their individual perspective. Gathered here in this subcommittee are the representatives of participating bodies, and it is my pleasure to introduce them. The first speaker is Ms. Himiko Yamato, Director of Fukuoka Nursing Association. Her title of presentation is Nursing Now, Natural Healing Power Described by Nightingale. The second speaker is Mr. Tetsuji Matsuzaki, Vice Director of Fukuoka Physical Therapy Association. The presentation is titled One Health and Physical Therapy. The third speaker is Mr. Yuji Takenaka, Representative Director of Fukuoka OT Association. The presentation is titled One Health from a Perspective of Occupational Therapies. Last but not least, Mr. Akifumi Yoshinaga, Director of Fukuoka Speech Language Hearing Therapists Association, will speak with the title of One Health from a Speech Language Hearing Therapist Perspective. Now I'd like to ask Ms. Himiko Yamato, Director of Fukuoka Nursing Association, to introduce herself and the Nursing Association. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Yamato, Director of Fukuoka Nursing Association. It is my pleasure to introduce Fukuoka Nursing Association. The Nursing Association was established in 1948. As a professional body of nursing care professionals, our association consists of 4 professions, namely public health nurse, registered nurse, midwife, and assistant nurse. The membership of Fukuoka Nursing Association is over 43,000. This is as of September 2020. We have a building located near the road approaching the famous Hakozaki Shrine. And the estimated number of nurses in Fukuoka Prefecture is about 80,000, of which 52.8% participate in our association, making it the 4th largest nursing association in Japan in terms of membership and participation rate. Thus, we are one of the very active associations. Fukuoka Nursing Association has 3 major missions: improvement of nursing care quality, creation of environment where nurses can continue to work, and promotion of local public health, medical, and social welfare-related activities. Our vision is to contribute to the realization of healthy life of people through the implementation of the 3 missions. In terms of nursing quality improvement, we have continuous education, we hold academic society meetings, and implement infectious control measures, which has become a serious issue. To create environment where nursing professionals can continue working, we promote measures to secure and anchor nursing professionals and hold training sessions for those resume their work after taking leave. For the promotion of local public health and welfare, we support home visiting nurses and nursing care at home. Our regional branches take actions to fulfill the mission, and we support the victims of natural disasters. Let me give you some specific examples. First, for the improvement of nursing care quality, there are 5 main pillars of education. And we have continuous education system which is linked with clinical ladder as well as continuous education for nurse managers. We have qualification and certification education through which we develop nurse manager and certified nurse specialist. And we have continuous education for the advancement of nursing care, for the creation of environment in which nursing professionals can continue to work. We have a free job placement program. As we are in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic, through this free job placement service, more than 70 nurses have been reinstated. For those who resume working, we provide skill-up training as a part of reinstatement support so that nursing professions can return to work with confidence. We carry out reinstatement project in 5 locations across Fukuoka. The headquarters established a nursing center, and we have Kitakyushu Satellite, Chikuho Satellite, Chikugo Satellite, and Fukuoka Satellite. Through these, we try to secure nursing professionals and help them get back to work. Another project for the environment for the continued work is our campaign to promote understanding in nursing care. We hold a gathering in May on Nursing Day commemorating Nightingale. For junior and senior high school students, we organize events in which they can experience nursing care and visit schools to give classroom lessons. For the promotion of local public health and welfare, our branch holds community health care events in which nurses engage in health checkup of the local residents. We have a call center service covering topics like puberty, pregnancy, and child care, focusing on young mothers, and we answer emergency calls from those who are concerned of possible pregnancy. In the area of disaster support, we train nurses for disaster relief and dispatch them to disaster-striking areas. We have a center for home visiting nurses in Kurume and in Koga. Fukuoka Nursing Association has been active in promoting support for the health of the residents, and we are committed to continue the effort toward future. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Yamato. Next, I'd like to invite Mr. Matsuzaki to introduce Fukuoka Physical Therapy Association. Thank you. I am Matsuzaki from Fukuoka Physical Therapy Association. Last year, our organization, Fukuoka Physical Therapy Association, celebrated the 50th anniversary. Our membership is 6,800. Let me briefly speak about the role of physical therapist. Physical therapist is the specialist of building a fit body, improving physical strength, and supporting activities of daily living. Japanese Physical Therapy Association and we, under the motto of Never Give Up Smiling, provide rehabilitation care services. The scene on upper left pictures is the hospital, which I believe is familiar to the audience. The photo in the center taken in geriatric health service facilities, I believe, is also familiar. Thus, we provide rehabilitation services in hospital, in daycare facility, at home, and in health service facility for the elderly. In addition, we are active in the fields of sports and education. Recently, we are actively involved in care prevention and in facilities organized by municipalities. We have been providing services to people and children with disability, to those engaged in sports, and have been working in the fields of rehabilitation at home and elderly care facilities. In 2013, we received a notification from the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare to engage in care prevention. Thereby, we are now working in the fields of frailty prevention, which is now a hot topic, and elderly care prevention and prevention of lifestyle-related diseases and promotion of health. Fukuoka Physical Therapy Association, in collaboration with municipalities, we hold events for elderly care prevention as commission projects from the municipalities. This concludes our explanation on Fukuoka Physical Therapy Association and physical therapy. Thank you very much. Mr. Matsuzaki, thank you very much. Next, I'd like to invite Mr. Takenaka to introduce OT Association, please. Thank you. I am Takenaka, representing Director of Fukuoka OT Association. Let me show the slides. Now, I'd like to begin. These are topics I'd like to cover. First, I'm going to talk about occupational therapy. Occupational therapy is one of the healthcare approaches contributing to solving everyday problems that hinder people's ability to carry out important tasks and daily activities. In the field of rehabilitation, it is called, in abbreviation, OT, and the practitioners are also referred to as OT. We collaborate with PTs and STs and nurses in the field of rehabilitation. And the term occupation refers to the overall everyday activities that bring purpose and value to individuals' life. OT is considered as occupational existence, encouraging people to get engaged in something. OT gives support to people to carry out activities that people want to do, must do, or expected to do, which have meanings to them. OT is occupation-focused treatment, guidance, and support with an aim to promote people's health and well-being carried out in the fields of healthcare, public health, social welfare, education, and employment. Our target is not only those with disability, but also those who are in need of performing activities suitable to themselves. Our objective is to improve occupational functional impairment to realize better health and well-being of people we work with. To realize our objective, we utilize the occupation itself and work on the environment in which we achieve our goal. For example, in acute phase, we practice with people so that they can eat on their own or they can move around in the building. During the recovery phase, we practice dressing and undressing to go out. We practice cooking and sweeping to live at home. we also practice shopping. We work with the individual to plan his or her life and help acquire necessary skills. We give support so people can live a full life with purpose. We are active in various fields, not only in medical care setting, but also in public health, education, and job support. We also play a role in regional care system promoted by national government, implementing various projects to promote the health of local community. That concludes my talk on occupational therapy and occupational therapist. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Takenaka. The fourth speaker is Mr. Yoshinaga from Fukuoka Speech Language Hearing Therapists Association, please. Thank you. Lastly, I'd like to introduce Fukuoka Speech Language Hearing Therapists Association. Speech language hearing therapist is still less recognized, not known to many people. So let me briefly explain. A speech language hearing therapist specializes in functions related to speaking, hearing, and eating. Functions of speech communication are related to language, hearing, speech, pronunciation, and cognition. Any damages of any of those functions lead to communication impairment. Some examples of the cause of damage include disease, traffic accident, and developmental issues. A speech language hearing therapist is a profession that provides professional service to those who have language communication problems to support constructing a life suitable to the individual. Though speech language hearing therapist is less recognized, we are active in a broad spectrum of facilities including medical, public health, and educational organizations. Our major task is to support people and their families with problems related to speech, hearing, and swallowing so that people with disability can live a full and enriched social life. There are about 35,000 qualified therapists across Japan. About 75% of them work in medical institutions such as hospitals, and remaining 20% work for institutions for elderly care or welfare. Nationwide, there is not many speech language hearing therapists, but Fukuoka Prefecture has the third largest number of therapists after Tokyo and Osaka, with more than 1,000 therapists working in the prefecture. Fukuoka Speech Language Hearing Therapists Association is the professional body for speech language hearing therapists. It's been 20 years since its establishment. This is the poster of Fukuoka Speech Language Hearing Therapist Association. The poster shows our slogan to help healthy, active life of the local community and communication activities and related 5 items that we support. And this concludes my presentation of Fukuoka Speech Language Hearing Therapist Association. Thank you very much, Mr. Yoshinaga. Thus, there are many medical professions in Fukuoka. We organized a bus tour inviting members from the 4 professional associations to visit Chikugo Regional Park located near Chikugo, Funagoya, which is a spacious area owned by the prefectural government for culture, art, and sport activities. We had toured the park to see how we can utilize the facilities for the promotion of people's health, how can we relate them to One Health? We wanted to get their insights and input, and that was the purpose of this bus tour. We have a video clip from the tour to show you, so please watch the video. I am Imamura from Fukuoka Veterinary Medical Association. This morning, on behalf of the host, Mr. Tamura, Managing Director of Life and Public Health of Fukuoka, I would like to greet you this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining this One Health bus tour despite your busy schedule and despite COVID-19 outbreak. One Health is the concept in which human health, animal health, and global environment are considered as one. In order to protect human health, it is necessary for experts from different specialties to collaborate in transdisciplinary manner. To understand One Health, there are 6 pillars. Recently, because of COVID-19, zoonosis is getting much attention. Under the concept of One Health, the human health and animal health are considered as one, and environmental conservation is important to maintain such health. We organized this bus tour to promote One Health at this Kyushu Geibunkan. We hope this tour provides you with an opportunity to think about One Health. Here in Chikugo, what resources can we find for the concept of One Health? In future, we want to gather people, disseminate broadly the concept of One Health, and we want people to like Chikugo area and collaborate with us in terms of One Health. Do you know what One Health is? We have organized an event for children to meet with therapy dogs, and I'd like to report to you on that. The event was made possible because we had this space at Kyushu Geibunkan, and thanks to the collaboration with Rescue Dog Association. We were able to work together beyond our professional framework as we wanted to do something for the sake of children. We use food truck. The preparation is almost complete. We are just waiting for the business license. We plan to serve food using Hakata chicken promoted by prefectural government while promoting the concept of One Health. This is an educational campaign. Using a screen, we are going to educate primary school children about One Health. Taking advantage of the event, we also promote local products. The rush used for tatami mat is specialty product of South Chikusa, and Chikugo and Okimachi. The mat on the top is also made in Okimachi. The table in the center is Okawa furniture. On the table is Kurume Gasuri kimono from Chikugo and Yamecha tea. The facility was established in December 2016 with an aim to contribute to the better health of prefectural residents. The users' testimonials include, "I don't need a cane anymore. I can go up and down the stairs more smoothly. My carry-over drive increased." I heard that since the hotel was located inside a big park, it is called a park hotel. When asked, did I really fully understand the essence of One Health? Well, maybe I could not go that far, but since we are involved with people with disease or our mission is to maintain and enhance health, I felt that one objective of One Health is to vitalize people's life in nature. We have animal research and we conduct animal rehabilitation. We work with animals in the form of therapy for elderly people and people with disability. So we do want to get involved in this scheme. Animal-mediated therapy has a history. Not only that, people live with pets and other animals. Therefore, we must have knowledge of animal-related infectious diseases. It is important that a place like this for us to get into contact exists. When people gather, there will be communication. We think we can provide software and human resource support for those with communication impairment. Today, I believe is the first step. What outcome we can generate, of course, that's where our efforts are needed. Without your great collaboration, we cannot get any results. But I feel that today is the first step. It was on October 25, and through this video we are now able to recall the flow of the events as was mentioned towards the end. This in itself is a new initiatives. Medical professions including nurses, PT, OT and ST are tackling on the theme together to tap on their own strength, and I think we have the possibility of further collaboration. That's what we felt on that day. And in order to continue with this first step, we like the speakers to speak on the relationship between One Health and each individual profession. Let's begin the presentation. The first speaker is Ms. Himiko Yamato with the title of Nursing Now, Natural Healing Power Described by Nightingale. Thank you. I'd like to speak on One Health from a perspective of a nurse. The other day I was given an opportunity to take a One Health bus tour with the theme of harmony between human, animal, and nature. We had a tour around Chikugo Regional Park and its surrounding nature and facilities. Through a variety of experience, I felt like my whole body was filled with joy. Human body originally is made up of things from nature, and so it may be natural to feel at home when exposed to that environment. What I felt at that time includes warmth of tree and its special scent, serenity of water and light shining against the ripple, the sound of humans and animals in resonance, and palate-pleasing delicious food of Fukuoka. It was healing experience for the spirit and five senses. It made me think of why I felt at home and so comfortable. First, about the warmth and the scent of tree. For us living creatures, woods and forests and trees that make them up are indispensable. Trees are said to give off phytoncide to protect themselves from harmful microorganisms and insects. Phytoncide has antimicrobial and antiseptic effect. Noting these benefits, humans have long been using them by placing newly caught fish and meat over them to keep the food fresh, and they made lunchbox out of them to preserve the food. This substance also promotes the alpha wave generation in human brain to bring calmness of mind, namely to relax autonomic nerves. We come to know that the reason why humans feel relaxed and feel at ease in the wood is because of the effect the substance has on blood pressure stabilization and reduction of stress hormones. You can get the same benefit by touching. That may be the reason why you feel warmth when you touch a tree. The sound of flowing water is said to have 1/f noise with relaxation effect. As you listen to the sound of water, you may have felt free and relaxed throughout the body with a deep breath. The sound of water, its murmuring, have a healing and relaxing effect. When we are exposed to trees, water, mountains, and soil, and their scent, and the wind, the temperature, the light, we feel that we are in the midst of nature when we are exposed to all of these. This match with what Nightingale referred to as nature that is needed for the recovery from a disease or for the maintenance of health. You may know Florence Nightingale referred to as a Crimean angel or an angel in white, even if you are not a nurse. Notes on Nursing is a book published by those trained by Nightingale on what she had told them. It says the following. Well, actually, for us nurses, it is the Super Bible of Nursing Care, an important book you come to read right when you decide to become a nurse. She mentions in the book that fresh air and light, warmth and quietude must be prepared properly and utilized. Food should be properly selected and given. She says patients should be placed in such a way that nature can do its work the best so that natural healing power is enhanced. Though the concept of One Health did not exist in these days, noticing the interaction between nature and human body, Nightingale thought it important to draw upon the body's ability to heal itself using natural power. This idea itself is the very base of her nursing principle. Also, she laid out the hospital rooms and beds so they are properly aired with enough light to reach. They are not based on intuition, but on statistical data and theory to decide the number and layout of windows and orientation of the building, as well as wastewater management. These ideas have been utilized by modern hospital architecture. The year 2020 was a year to celebrate 200th anniversary of her birth. Nursing Now campaign, launched in 2018, aims to empower nurses so that they can make an even greater contribution to improving health globally, started with action by British Parliamentary Group. The campaign is promoted by WHO and International Council of Nurses, and with Her Royal Highness Duchess of Cambridge Kate Middleton as patron. In Japan, Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare and Japanese Nursing Association established the organizing committee to carry out various events promoting nursing care. Since last year, there has been COVID-19 pandemic across the world with many deaths, and medical professionals, including physicians and nurses, facing this infectious disease are at this very moment performing their task to save lives. Nurses stay closest to patients, sharing longest hours. Anyone can see there is not only nursing ethics, but also their passion to work for the patient. It is quite admirable that the principle set forth by Nightingale is kept and followed to this very day. The current situation has raised the interest and understanding among public about nurses working hard at medical institutions, homes, and hotels for mild disease. And we have received many words of encouragement and appreciation. As an association dedicated to nursing profession, we sincerely are grateful. A variety of bacteria and viruses, including that of COVID-19, is always hiding in nature around us. Keeping environment in good condition is just as necessary as keeping human and animal health in good condition. Life is maintained in nature, and coexistence with nature to maintain life. That's what we always have to keep in mind and take actions accordingly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Yamato. Next, I'd like to invite Mr. Matsuzaki from Fukuoka Physical Therapy Association to speak on One Health and physical therapy. Thank you. There is physical therapist's professional body in each prefecture. The Japanese Physical Therapist Association integrates these prefectural associations. Under the Japanese Physical Therapist Association, there is Japanese Society of Physical Therapy, in which we participate for the advancement of academic activities. Under Japanese Society of Physical Therapy, there are 12 subcommittees and 10 departments. The ones that are well known include Locomotive Committee, where physical therapists treating orthopedic patients, those with fractures, belong to. And Japanese Society of Neurological Physical Therapy is also known, which physical therapists treating stroke patients belong to. There's also Japanese Society of Pediatric Physical Therapy, where therapists involved with children with cerebral palsy belong to. There are other academic sections such as the one on women's health or men's health. Another one we have is the physical therapy for animals. This department on animal physical therapy carries out rehabilitation and physical therapy in veterinary medicine in collaboration with related academic society to give comprehensive support to animal and people living with animal while developing talents. It aims to contribute to the advancement of veterinary medicine and promotion of animal physical therapy. Let me show you some photos for better understanding. This is how we carry out walking exercise. In the left photo, a dog with fracture is placed in the water tank with a treadmill bottom. The dog walks on the treadmill in water, and the buoyancy relieves the weight load, and water pressure improves muscle strength. The same walking exercise is implemented for treating fracture patients. We use orthosis as in this picture. We use exercise ball for balancing and muscle training. Thus, the Department of Animal Physical Therapy provides physical therapy to animals. These animals are not exercising for the sake of training, but they want to go outdoors and have a walk, or maybe some do these exercises because they are given some food as a reward, but they do work hard because they want to go out for a walk. And the same, I believe, is true with humans. We branch out from the ancestor that we commonly share with chimpanzees and prospered. As we became bipedal, humans started to use hands, and with the development of brain, we acquired language skill and developed civilization that led to the current prosperity. When we ask patients what they want to do, Patients often say they want to be able to walk. Some say because they have a dog at home, a pet animal at home waiting for them, so they want to go home soon. Our civilization developed since we started to walk. But we are not walking for the sake of walking. When we walk, we look around the scenery around us. We look at the dog when walking together. It's not just walking, but while we walk, we feel and enjoy. We enjoy walking with a dog. Similarly, the dogs are not walking for the sake of walking, but they get stimulated with outdoor environment and enjoy it. And they enjoy walking with people. All these activities fall into the 6 pillars of One Health shown in the video clip earlier. For example, number 4 or number 5 when it comes to walking together, or number 6 when we enjoy together the surrounding scenery. We, the physical therapists, are committed to have great involvement in helping people walk to share joy with dogs and animals. And we hope to participate in the One Health project. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Matsuzaki. The talk made me realize again what it means to be able to walk. Next, I'd like to invite Mr. Takenaka, Representative Director of Fukuoka OT Association, please. Thank you. Let me show the slides. Before I go into the main theme, I'd like to speak on some major difference between public health and occupational therapy. Public health focuses on a group of people, while occupational therapy traditionally focuses on an individual. Public health intervention is preventive intervention. So if you want to incorporate public health perspective in the scheme of occupational therapy, OT needs to expand on the vision on implementation to get involved in the promotion of group health. So we have carried out some initiatives to utilize OT's capacity in the local community. These are the photos from Kitakyushu City's Care Prevention Project that our association was commissioned to organize. And it is a campaign called Care Prevention for a Million People. Exercise developed by Kitakyushu City is called Sunflower Tai Chi and Kitakyu Exercise. These are used as tools, and we use them for the promotion and education of care prevention. At the same time, we support develop manpower so elderly people can gather on their own in their own community to enhance their strength and health. And now please watch the video. And this is a community event in which Sunflower Tai Chi exercise is introduced, with the features of Tai Chi, a stretch exercise, a move to raise your tiptoe, and other moves are incorporated to enhance physical strength as a whole and to prevent the need for elderly care. You can see this exercise on our website, so please visit our website. Now let's get into the main theme of the talk. I participated in this One Health tour. From the perspective of OT, I'd like to talk about the fact that initiatives on local environmental protection, community development, and health promotion have been recognized as the new form of public health. Our destination was Kyushu Geibunkan, Fukuoka Center for Art and Culture-related activities. On our way, as was shown in the video, we stopped by at Yorano, a farmer's market. We learned that it is operated as the center of exchange between producers and consumers, and this place is to promote local consumption of local produce. The place is not just a market for people to shop, but we learned that it serves as a place to promote community development. In the frame is a photo of a rare kiwi fruit called rainbow red, a gift we received. It was a beautiful fruit with excellent sweet taste. Thank you very much. This is the lunch served inside Geibunkan. As shown on the menu, it was all produced locally. Any food of the season tastes good, but new rice from Chikugo was especially good. This is the food truck of Mr. Shibata, the coordinator of the tour. In front of the truck is the rush mat made locally. The upper picture is carriage made in UK, which is now stored in Funagoya Station. Mr. Shibata plans to drive the carriage in the park. During the tour, the most impressive scenery for me was this landscape of Yabe River. We learned that Yanagawa City, near the mouth of the river, has long been reclaimed, and this river supplies most of the irrigation water. During Edo period, the river served as the border between Tachibana and Arima feudal domains. There was always a fight over water rights. Geographically, this region was often flooded due to the fact that there was less upstream forest despite the large catchment area. Since the place was a major rice-producing area, the annual damages were enormous. In July this year, torrential rain hit Kumamoto, Fukuoka, and Oita, causing devastating damages. We were told that this was due to the history that since Middle Ages, the surrounding region continued to be expanded in terms of the farmland that led to imbalance, which forced the residents to live with the flood. For many years, camphor trees were planted for flood control on both sides of the river, as you can see in this photo, which continued all the way down to the river. This I borrowed from Ministry of Land Infrastructure and Transport. This shows the land utilization along Yabe River. The green is forest, blue is paddy field, orange is farmland, and pink shows housing lot. The downstream area consists of reclaimed land from old days. You can see the forest area is smaller compared to irrigated area. Just to repeat, we were told that you have less flooding when the forest area upstream is larger. These are products introduced to us during the tour. The top is letter file made of Japanese mahogany. When we received this, we were told that citizens of Okawa City, located near the mouth of Yabe River, planted the tree in Yame City, in the upstream of the river. We heard that the tree grows very fast. The tree planting increases the forest area. Not only that, it is used to furniture and other woodwork, which is the major industry of Okawa City, and the trees has excellent quality for woodworking. The collaboration between citizens and local woodworking industry led to this tree planting initiative. Connecting industry promotion with disaster prevention through the understanding of history and geography, I believe, is an excellent idea. When there's a major disaster, occupational therapists are dispatched to disaster-stricken areas and their shelters through Japan Disaster Rehabilitation Assistance Team, or JRAT. I was impressed with this initiative as this aims to mitigate disaster through One Health. The photo below is the hand sanitizer. COVID-19 pandemic made the sanitizer scarce, and this ethanol sanitizer has been developed by a local sake brewer. The packaging was done at local employment support center for the people with disabilities. These are examples of local industry with long history promoted as a means to protect environment or as a means to support job opportunity to the people with disabilities. With the increase of elderly population and decline of number of children, collaboration between agriculture and welfare or between traditional industry and welfare are initiatives that connect people with disability and local community. I heard that in Yame, part of the traditional law-making process is done by people from the welfare facilities. This is my summary. The photo is inside a shop in Funagoya with a cat feeling at home, perhaps in the community. We had a tour on initiative to restore natural environment along the Yabe River, harmony between people and nature, and on One Health initiative to promote cross-functional collaboration in Chikugo Regional Park. Sound local ecosystem aims to improve the health of those living in the ecosystem, which in turn enhances the people's sense of health and happiness. We recognize this from the perspective of OT as a new form of public health. As we are engaged in healthcare, we strongly support the activities of One Health, the concept that the environment we live in is interconnected with the ecosystem, goes beyond the traditional framework of collaboration between OT and other medical professions, and forebodes new encounters with other people. Together with the concept of rehabilitation in the local community promoted by rehabilitation-related professions and principles of SDGs, we have come to firmly believe that the improvement of rehabilitation service can contribute to the harmony between nature and people, community development, and promotion of community where residents can continue to live. Lastly, this is carbonated spring in Funagoya called Nagata Mineral Spring. In the photo, we are drinking the soda. Incidentally, Coca-Cola, a local beverage, was sold in the nearby shop. Unfortunately, I could not get one. If you are interested in OT, please visit our website. Thank you very much. Mr. Takenaka, thank you very much. As I listened to your talk, I realized that you broaden your scope to environment, plant control, and tree planting, and then connected them with your own profession. Last but not least, Mr. Yoshinaga from Speech Language Hearing Therapists Association, please. Thank you. I am Yoshinaga from Speech Language Hearing Therapists Association. I'm going to talk about One Health from a speech language hearing therapist perspective. I try to think of ways for speech language hearing therapists to get involved in promoting One Health. There are 6 items listed for the basic policy to promote One Health. Among them, the promotion of health is the area where speech-language hearing therapists can make the largest contribution. The term health in this context refers to the physically, mentally, and socially fit condition for the particular human or animal, regardless of whether or not there is a disease or strength or weakness. It is important for an individual to live a full life even with a disease. One of the major activities that a speech-language hearing therapist supports professionally is eating activity based on eating and swallowing functions. The other is communication activities based on speaking, hearing, and understanding. As we are in the midst of Super age society, dysphagia is one of the most frequently involved disorders for speech-language hearing therapists. Dysphagia has a high risk of aspiration pneumonia and reduced physical function, as it is difficult to take nutrition from mouth. If you prioritize on the maintenance of physical function and medical control, you may need to give up on eating and opt for tube feeding. This leads to the loss of meaningful life and marked decline of quality of life. In fact, many say they want to eat even if that means they're sacrificing their own life, or want to feed from mouth no matter how little. If we are to give meaning to the patients' and the families' lives and aim to enhance quality of life, then, while trying to maintain the physical health, we also need to endeavor more than ever to help them realize their wish to eat what they like. One patient said he felt he was still in good health when he was able to eat. We want to carry out initiatives to medical professionals and society at large to realize that eating is not just an act to take nutrition, but it is deeply linked to quality of life. Next, on communication disorder. This disorder is hard to tell from appearance, and because you cannot communicate smoothly, you cannot gain understanding of others around you. Through communication, we know that people feel safe and comfort. When you cannot communicate with someone, you feel strong anxiety. Therefore, there's a big wall between those with communication disorder and the society, leading to their increased sense of isolation, alienation, and anxiety. Humans build community through communication. It is not easy for those unable to communicate to join in. If someone is not good at speaking or listening and understanding, in order for them to engage in the society, we tend to think that it's essential for them to be able to communicate just like others. Speech-language hearing therapists have a tendency to stick to language communication. However, it is rare for communication disorder to completely disappear. Even with a great improvement, it is not easy to engage in social participation. In fact, although a variety of working style is available now, less than 10% of aphasiac can return to work. To promote social participation of those with communication disorder, you need not only the training in hospital and related facilities, but also you need to educate the society at large about communication disorder and flexible and diverse ways of communication that exist. When you can live an active life in the society despite communication order, it gives you a chance to get rid of the notion that you must be able to speak, and provides you with new objectives and opportunities. Fukuoka Speech-Language Hearing Therapists Association organizes events for citizens on September the 1st every year, commemorating the Day of Speech-Language Hearing Therapy. The event aims to promote understanding on speech-language hearing disabilities. We also make various leaflets and distribute them to raise interest on speech-language hearing disabilities, dementia, and dysphagia in everyday life. We hope to make further efforts in educating the public so that we can contribute to creating an environment where people with and without disability can live a healthy life in harmony. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Yoshinaga. I think the key word you implied is the subjective sense of good health. What one medical profession considered as a goal could be seen differently from the perspective of one's health to realize different type of quality of life. Now this concludes the presentations by 4 speakers. Thank you very much. Now at this point, we'd like to have a discussion amongst the participants. After having taken part in the bus tour, you have a thought over how you can disseminate your views and your profession to the people in the prefecture and to nationwide and also to outside of Japan. This is a precious opportunity. So perhaps you can share with us some comments about what you felt about other professions. I'd like to invite comment from each of the participants. If you have any comment, then you can raise your hand or speak up. Anyone? Then perhaps we should take the sequence, the order of end post, starting from Ms. Yamato. After having heard the presentations and about the bus tour, anything that you found stimulating? Yes, I watched a video of the bus tour and it reminded me of that particular day of what happened. We were blessed with fine weather. We could really feel the nature. When you're working, you are inside the building, and it's very rare for us to go outside and enjoy the sun. We were in a spacious park. We enjoyed the scenery and we enjoyed watching people having fun. It's been a long time for us to have that kind of opportunity. When it comes to the concept of One Health, my knowledge is still very shallow. I'm not as knowledgeable as all of you. But the fact that we, the professionals in the medical field, get interested in One Health, that in itself is meaningful. We aim to create a society in the world where nature and all of us can live together in harmony, and we have to think of what we can do as a profession and how we can collaborate to make that come true. This has given us a very good opportunity to think about that. We have OTs, PTs, and STs, and we listen to them about what their professions are. We thought we knew, but we didn't have enough knowledge, and we also come to realize there are so many new things happening. It's an important information, and we gave us some opportunities to collaborate. So we are hoping that we continue exchange information to think of what we can do. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. When you get sick, you get support from nurses, and nurses need to also get exposed to the sunlight and the wind to recover your strength in the nature so that you can work in a fresh mind and body. You mentioned in your talk about the importance of light, air, and wind included already in the notes of Nursing by Nightingale, and you mentioned that you felt them in your work, and that was quite impressive. As you mentioned, we hope to have a good collaboration in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next in order, Mr. Matsuzaki from PT, please. Thank you. We appreciate this opportunity. As Ms. Yamato said, we EPTs give walking training to our patients, and in the project for the prevention of nursing care, we often tell people, you don't have to work 10,000 steps, but at least to keep you healthy, you should work at least 6,000 steps on a pedometer every day. Although we say this, I myself, perhaps that's because I work in school environment, maybe I work on the 3,000 or 4,000 steps daily, but on that particular day, I walked more than 10,000 steps. We were able to meet with 4 professions and members from the Association of Veterinary Medicine, as well as all other related parties. We were able to meet with so many people. We worked together, and under the sun, we know that the sunshine can prevent us from the risk of osteoporosis and the fractures. Though we say these things, so we are seldom under the sun, but on that day we really enjoyed the day under the sun. With that opportunity, I talked about the physical therapy on animals, and I myself is not familiar with the particular field, but we were able to realize the important potential of the collaboration between PT-related activities in One Health and the collaboration with other professions. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I really feel it was good that I was able to participate. Thank you very much. One of the PTs who took part in the tour, after looking at the park, said that, well, because of the sunshine, maybe we need a shade, or perhaps it would be good to have a shower booth. These comments really are good comments from the perspective of PTs. You enjoy the spacious grass, but when you hear these comments, we realize the importance of getting a feedback from a variety of professions. Now, Mr. Takenaka, can I have your comment as an OT? Thank you. The day of the tour was a very fine day, and in that huge, spacious environment, you walked 10,000 steps. That must have been a good exercise, a hard exercise for you. In fact, on personal note, my specialty is pediatric care. I deal with children with disabilities and children with developmental disorders. This year, because of COVID-19, we were unable to go outdoors. We have much advancement in medicine and also in technology, so the world has become a comfortable living environment for mankind. But recently, almost every year, we are hit with major disasters. What I'm trying to say is that with the aging society, with small number of children, what we can say is that we have much less opportunity for children to have in contact with nature and animals. I was brought up during the period of high economic growth, so compared to ancient times, maybe I had less opportunity, but still, in my days, there were lots of paddy fields and farmlands, mountains and rivers, and I enjoyed playing in rivers and mountains, as I recall. The natural environment and ecosystem need to be returned into its natural state. As an extension of that, we have our healthy life as humans. That's, I think, the concept of One Health. How that would impact our profession, I believe it's subject to our future discussion. We are engaged in rehabilitation in disaster-stricken areas. We also have community engagement, and by penetrating this concept in these activities, we hope to be friendly to nature and friendly to animals in our activities. We shouldn't just confine ourselves as providing rehabilitation within hospital setting, but we need to think about the nature and community as we develop further our profession. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Takenaka. The fact that children have less opportunities to have in contact with animals and in nature, this is something that many people actually feel. But the question is, how can we improve this? The collaboration among different professions are needed so that children can grow without restraint, and we need to create such environment, and we need to, as grown-ups, make decisions and choices which are friendly to global environment. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Yoshinaga, as an ST, please. Thank you. What I clearly recall is that it was the spacious park, and people were really enjoying the activities, relaxed, at ease. That was quite impressive. We as an ST usually stays in a small training room in hospital or in institutions providing communication training. We aim for people to return to the society, to work or to school, to home, and we believe that communication skill is needed to return to the society, which is highly sophisticated, structured society. But this highly sophisticated society, before we think about that, to live in nature, I think, is the first step, because that's where people's life exists. That's what I felt clearly on that day. We shouldn't just aim for going back to a life in a sophisticated society, but when people want to live a healthy life, you can enjoy that in the nature. That's what I felt. Community doesn't exist in a training room. That's why I strongly feel now. Then why do we need to stay in the training room? I ask myself. We should go outside. We should get involved with others, because that may be the first step of a communication. If so, then we STs need to take patients and children in such an environment to provide them with an opportunity to have in contact with others and enjoy the nature. That's something I believe what's going to be very important as ST. That's what I felt during this bus tour. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We heard from each of the professions. Since you are playing an important role in each one of your organizations, I hope that you can tell what One Health is to your colleagues. It's not something very difficult or complicated, but it is about what we know about environment and nature. We are to think about health from that perspective. It's something very close to us. If that's what you can tell, we believe we will be able to expand on our colleagues, and hopefully maybe next year or 2 years from now, we hope to have an opportunity like this and have discussion. As Ms. Yamato mentioned, we like to discuss what we can do together. We want to have this as a first step to have that kind of relationship. This has been a very fruitful session. Thank you very much. With this, we'd like to end the session for theme 3. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.